just waiting for my ride. I'm actually heading offshore today to fish out of Broome, and I'm very excited. But let me just say, the Broome sun has quite a bit of sting in it, and that's one of the reasons people love to come to Broome. But you'll actually notice I'm standing in the shade, and I try to do that when I'm offshore as well. I've got the hat on to protect the eyes. The spotters also protect the eyes. I don't want to end up with any of those nasty pterygiums. The shirt with a collar, I'll put that up to save the back of the neck. And I actually put sunscreen on 20 minutes ago. If you put sunscreen on 20 minutes before you leave, it's got a much better chance of effectiveness. And don't forget, regardless of what the packet says, you must apply it every 2 hours. Oh, here's my lift. Gotta go. Sure is a wonderful day when you spend any day on the sea, and today I'm spending my day on the sea with Steve Chambers from Tackle World Broome, and it sure is a lovely part of the world, isn't it, mate?
Beautiful little part of the world, mate.
It is just sensational. In fact, every time I come to Broome, I fall more and more in love with it. Do you reckon it has that effect on people?
It does. Once you've been to Broome once, a lot of people go away, but they do come back again.
And I'm sure a lot of people come here on holidays and never leave. Unfortunately, I do have to leave, but before I do, Sentosa Charters have taken us out today. Bit of bottom bashing to start.
Yeah, mate, we'll go and see if we can catch something with a bit of red colour in it.
Sounds good. We've got big leads. Let's hope for heavy reds. Let's hit it, mate.
Let's go.
Oh, it's getting bit already. Look at that. Oh, gotcha. Oh, it's a big fish. Oh, I am so glad we decided to stop on this little lump. Oh, stay off. This is so cool. Oh. And I haven't got the heaviest terminal tackle on, so I don't want to go too hard on this fish. But I want to get him off the bottom as well. Come on. Come here to Papa. Cam just suggested we stop on this lump. He said he rarely fishes it, but when he does, they've been blown away. This is the first drop with a bit of squid. Ugh. And something big has just smashed me. And it is giving me the old, bend your arm trick. I'm fishing a Torsa 20. T-curve overhead jig stick and 80-pound fins braid. You'll notice this is orange fins. This is the fins that Fins Braid America did specifically for Tackle World stores around the country, and I love it because you can just see it so well. It's nice and bright. And overhead outfits like this are so good for bottom bashing because you can just let the line down, feel your way to the bottom, feel everything, and you just actually feel in control of the situation. That can be hard at times with these bottom fish. Now, you never know what you're going to get. I could have even a trevally on here, but I'm seeing colour, and I have no idea what it is yet because it could be one of 100 species. And it's not the species I wanted out of the whole 100. It is not the one I wanted. It is a dirty, pesky shark, and his mate's there to say g'day. Hey, shark, what you doing to me? Oh, look at that. Ow! Well, the shark's gone, thankfully. Oh, and I can see one following this fish. Oh, come up. Okay, first drop shark, second drop, gold spot trevally. And sorry about the side of the boat there, boys. That's not good etiquette from a fisherman. Isn't that beautiful? I'll drop my shirt because you don't want to see my belly, just his. You can see why they call him a gold spot. And hasn't he got that beautiful characteristic pectoral fin of a trevally? See, he's got that nice big peck just blowing in the breeze. And these guys are fantastic reef fish. They pull hard, and people who come to Broome would just love to come out here and catch them. The beauty of a circle hook is I should be able to get that out there. I'm just going to lay him on the side so I can do it nicely. There you go, mate. Just Don't flap around too much for me. Oh, you read the script beautifully and the hook come out. Look at that. One gold spot trevally. And how's the colours in that thing? Look at that, he's got his wings out. He's like the Airbus A380, ready for takeoff. I say Australia was built on the sheep's back. That being the case, I think it's pretty fair to say that Broome was formed in an oyster shell. I'm with Glen from Pearl Luggers in Broome. And Glen, Broome really does have a thick history in pearls and all oyster things, doesn't it?
It does indeed. Today's industry is all about the pearl. However, that wasn't really the case. The old industry was the mother of pearl shell. And it was traditionally built on mother of pearl buttons. That's what Broome's really about. About 75% of the world's shell coming out of Broome. So before plastic, that's what we were using.
So they were using it to make buttons and things?
Primary buttons, you've got a lot of other uses, ornamentation value and so on, but its real use was the button industry.
So just to jump ahead probably 100 odd years, what do they use the pearl shell for today?
Some rather unusual uses. Cosmetics is a big one, I'm told. Shimmer lipstick, foundations and holographic images on your face, whatever that means.
Yep.
Also car paint's a big one, pearl paint. As soon as paint laddies, we also paint cars.
So it may look a bit strange that these two pearl luggers, I think they're called.
That's dead right.
Pulled up here on the dry dock, but apparently there used to be about 400 just back there.
Yeah, spot on. Prior to World War I, that was the real peak season, the peak of the industry. With 400 luggers, we have what's called the lay-up season. It's today's cyclone season, December through to March. They were worried about storms coming through and destroying the fleet. So to avoid this, it's parked them up right along the shoreline. In the heyday, you have 400, so you said you could walk about 1.5 kilometres without getting your feet wet, just from lugger to lugger.
So it's horrendous sometimes to look at history, but history is what happened, and that's the way it is. In what time frame did they use Aboriginal divers and make them dive?
So it's further south, but you're looking from around 1860 through to the late to mid-1870s, so about 20 years almost.
So did they use hookers, like breathing apparatus?
No, it's called bare pelt diving.
Yep.
That's pretty much a summary of what it was. No apparatus, no clothing whatsoever. Up to depths 15 metres further.
No way, and did they, men, women, children, who?
You got everyone, whole communities would disappear. You got children, women and men. Children, young as 9 years old sometimes, being forced to do it. Pregnant woman, there's a high demand for pregnant women. More oxygen in the bloodstream. There's a thought that they might make better swimmers.
So how do they get down 15 metres?
Well, the way they used to teach the new divers, an old hand would grab a wrist each and tap them down, so they knew what it felt like.
Just pull them down 15 metres?
Pull them down. Not a very pleasant time.
Isn't that shocking?
It is shocking. They used the bare pelt divers. It started peddling around the 70s, about the same time when the helmet started turning up.
Yep.
But then it was also used in conjunction with the helmet. The helmet's a very expensive gear. They're working around coral, you don't want to lose your suit. They'd use a skin diver instead. It's not very pleasant.
Now I've got a really technical question. I love oysters Kilpatrick. I love them Mornay. I love them natural. How do you get a pearl out of an oyster? Because I go to the pub all the time and I've never managed to get a pearl.
Yeah, it's actually a different species we have up here. We have what's called Pinctada maxima. Pinctada, meaning pearl producing, maxima, largest. And we have the largest shell in the world growing up here. In nature, also about 1 in 5,000 oysters producing a pearl, so extremely rare. In the old industry, in the old pearling industry, they've never here for the pearl. That was the bonus. At the end of the season, perhaps 12, 13 pearls per boat, so not a big part of it. It was always the shell first, the pearl was the bonus. Now, of course, the exact opposite. We have for the pearl, the shell's the bonus.
I have heard that a lot of fishing people, you work here at Pearl Luggers, a lot of fishermen like me, they come to Broome, they do a week's fishing, then what do?
They come here and buy a pearl for the wife on the way home.
Why?
I think it's to appease them perhaps. The boys have been away for a few weeks, so thinking maybe we're getting the good books on the way home.
The word brownie points is coming to mind.
Yes.
Now I was thinking of getting Christy a pearl because I've been fishing.
Yeah, actually wrapped up one already.
Yep, now you tell me this is the pearl to get her. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Well, pearls and culture pearls, they're judged on 5 virtues. It's very important. This pearl has very close to all 5. It's a near perfect one. It's a big pearl, which is one of the most important virtues. It's nice round, that's what most people think of. It's a silver white colour, and that stage is what most people want, a nice silver white pearl.
Yep.
The complexion of those little pit marks you can see on it,
Yes.
we call those nature's fingerprints. All pearls have 1 or 2, it's what we want. A few more would start bringing the price down, but 1 or 2, exceptional.
Well, that does look almost as beautiful as my wife. How much would I expect to pay?
Between 100 and 120,000 for that one. We'd probably look at you putting on a check if you like.
Dollars or dog's teeth?
Yeah, you're looking at dollars for that one.
Now let me just do the math. $120,000, that's about 120 Shimano Stellas. Nothing personal, but I might stick with the fishing reels.
I understand. I wonder what Christy will say though.
Well, let me just say, Glenn, it's been a pleasure doing this interview, and I've got to go now, and it'll be a good day. And it was really good. You just stay here by your ship. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Thanks very much.
fish here are so powerful. Oh. And it can be so frustrating too, because you drop down, get the smallest little bite, and then you start to get the fish up and it goes off its tree, then you get all excited thinking, oh, what is it? And that can either be a shark or it can be a fish that you really want to catch, something we can actually put on the barbie and eat. What have we got this time? Oh, it's a trevally. It's a golden trevally, and I love golden trevally. They are awesome fish. Oh, there he is. And excuse my sinker. Come here, big fella. Show us those blubber lips and show us your beautiful sides. I remember I caught a magnificent, it must have been a 15-kilo golden trevally when I was fishing with my mate Matt Gates in Exmouth. That was on a Yozuri stick bait, but even on the bottom these guys just fire up big time. Got these massive lips. Look at the lips on that dude. They use them just for sucking things out of the mud. And on these offshore reefs off Broome, they are here, like their lips, by the bucket load. Cam's just put us on a beautiful ledge. He says we're in 15 metres of water, dropping into 22. The beauty of fishing these overhead reels, you can see I can just run that down to the bottom with plenty of ease. The line's not flying off like an egg beater, so I'm not getting any twist at all. And when that hits the bottom, when I'm getting bites already, look at that, I'm getting bit already. When it hits the bottom, I get bit, and I'm into him now. It's only a small fish. I'll get him up quickly because I might have a chance to get back onto that ledge before we drift off. What have we got here? Ah, it's one of those.
Shaking, he could be shaking like a trevally.
You reckon?
But
it's wrong here, isn't it? A fish a drop?
Come on.
Oh, yes, looks very trevally-ish.
Yep.
I want to see red, Steve, that's what I want to see.
Red, here we got white.
Oh, something up his tail too, mate. There's a shark on him.
I won't you come, mate.
Ah, nice little gold spot.
Beautiful.
Oh, you don't see many of them around here, do you? Got a hand, mate? I'll get your rod for you.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
And they must be thick down there, hey? Because the sounder is thick with these fish. Well, some form of fish anyway, and we reckon it might be a whole lot more of these, but I don't mind that one little bit, because they certainly are one pretty fish.
Oh, it's a minnow. So I had a bite straight on as soon as I hit the bottom. They're biting straight away. A few little ones. I'm just trying to get something a bit bigger. I can see a flag, but I can see a few mates coming up with him. There's some big trevallies coming up down there. A little flag, so there's plenty of good fish on the bottom. Just a matter of getting him onto the hook.
So just dropping off the ledge here from 15 to 22 metres, and all I do is just keep feeling the sink along the bottom. You see, I just let it out a bit, back to strike. And then as I slowly come off that bottom, I can feel the weight of the sinker, drop it down again, it's back on the bottom. I'm just trying to bounce the sinker all the way down the ledge because these fish will be right on the bottom. Just try and keep it right in contact. Oh, that's better. That's a nice fish, Steve-o.
It's got a bit of a kick in it. I was right on the bottom and got a couple of good takes. And then she latched on, and it's got some colour, and it's a Chinaman. Wow. Well, it was red.
Oh, nice. That's what we're looking for, mate. Lift him up. I'm excited.
Come here, mate. Up, go. Whoa.
Now, Steve, that's a beautiful fish. I've heard of Chinatown in Broome, but what's the go with Chinaman in Broome?
Chinaman? Yeah, there's big mobs of Chinamen sometimes in schools.
Yep.
Beautiful coloured fish. A lot of guys eat them here. Well known to carry ciguatera poisoning in different parts of the country.
So we're not going to eat him?
Well, it's a bit of a risk, but people do take it, but we might put him back.
If it's a risk, I think I'll go with the steak and chips. That is a beautiful fish, and I think Chinamen, are they the fish that sometimes have a leading edge on there?
Yeah, sometimes they've got the tail head, little fin hanging up the top.
Yep. And they grow pretty big?
Well, they can go big, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Steve, that Chinaman is a very, very pretty way, I should say, to end a great fishing session, but the story's not over yet. We're going to move from these grounds because there are bigger fish we're in search of. It's been a sensational start. Let's put her back, mate.
Let's go. Yep, she's on, but it's not too big, but she's coming up. Oh, yep, beautiful.
Oh, it's my lunch.
Hey,
Love your
it was a
lunch.
red fish.
Woohoo! I just got absolutely smashed, but now I'm happy because I've got lunch. And that is a coral trout. Is it above legal size?
Yes.
Yay! You know how I tested the legal size? I went, yep, it fits, it's legal. Coral trout, that's got to be one of the greatest eating fish of all time.
Beautiful eating fish.
And Steve, you are the man. Look at that, he's even got the Tackle World blue colours on his back. If you get into Broome, come and see Steve at Tackle World because it's a pretty good part of the world, isn't it, mate?
Oh, beautiful part of the world, mate.
And don't forget the boys at Sentosa Charters because they know how to catch fish and this is one beautiful boat. In the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back.